Coming up on this edition of Tennessee Life, our state has a love for goats, and these barnyard favorites earn their keep by eating weeds.
Goats are four-legged, all-terrain kudzu-munching machines, and they'll get in there and get it cleaned out. Goats are super efficient land clearers. 150 goats can clear 1 acre of land in approximately 24 hours. Goats are four-legged, all-terrain kudzu-munching machines, and they'll get in there and get it cleaned out. Goats are really good at getting into places machines can't. And the kind of machinery that can go where goats go is very cost prohibitive. You're looking at very specialized machinery that can traverse steep grades or get in and out of tight spaces. Goats prefer woody browse, shrubs, and weeds. Things that most other animals find to be noxious or unconsumable, goats will consume. They're not the can eaters of lore, but they do tend to nibble on most things just to see what it tastes like. I'm Keith Bridges. I'm the owner of RV Farms. We specialize in targeted goat grazing. We fence off specific spaces and we put a quantity of goats in that space and allow them to consume all the vegetation, to include invasive species, especially kudzu. Is one of our biggest things in the area, and they can eradicate these plants over time. The name of my business is a bit of an amalgamation. RV Farms has multiple meanings. The most important to me is the Latin terminology for restoring veteran, because I'm both restoring myself and the land with the process of farming. Hey goats, on goats! There's a good bit of peace and solitude that comes with the kind of work that I do. To me, there's a direct input equates to direct quality of product. The more effort I put into this, the better it is. Clearing the land and seeing the kudzu problem that we have in this area taken care of, I think is a good goal for me to pursue with my life. And after 8.5 years in the military, having a sense of purpose again is very important to me. In 2010, I was in Afghanistan with the Army Reserves, and part of my task while there was to research the local goat populations. And I discovered that goats are a very hardy species that can thrive and consume a lot of plants that other animals won't and can't. And that gave me a good interest in the animals. And when I came home from Afghanistan, my family purchased 30 acres in 2012, and we started restoring the land with goats. In 2018, we were brush hogging some property, an industrial yard, and the property manager had a problem with vines on his fence. And he asked us if we had a way of getting rid of them. And I said, yeah, I do have goats, and I know that goats love vines, and they will tear the vegetation right off. So I bought some portable electric fencing and solar charger for the fence, and we started a business. This year, I'm probably booked up to the end of the year unless I buy another 30 goats. I have a current waiting list of about 15 customers who are waiting for me to show up and do work. Kudzu is a huge problem in the Southeast. We have perfect soil conditions, perfect temperature conditions, and the correct amount of rainfall. Kudzu, you can almost watch it grow. The US on average loses 2,500 acres to kudzu growth every year. There's very little ways to remove it. Defoliation herbicides is one of the biggest methods used, but there have been studies done by University of North Carolina and the University of Kentucky that have shown that having goats defoliate the vegetation long-term is more efficient than the herbicides. There's no runoff, there's no scorched earth. You know, if I sprayed herbicides on kudzu out here, everything underneath the kudzu would be dead. Here, with the goats targeting the kudzu, they leave the grass alone, so we don't run into the soil erosion issues that you would have with the broadleaf herbicide. The goats are currently working in West Knoxville in the Farragut area. We are hired by a homeowner association here to take care of a minor kudzu issue along the greenways, and they wanted to remove an eyesore and potential problem that was going to kill more trees in the green area. So my goats are really well suited to the suburban environment in which we put them. They're trained and very used to dogs and mowers and people and kids and bikes and all of the things that you'd find in any given American-style neighborhood. They're very calm. It doesn't bother them. They'll just do their job. So yeah, we definitely need mowers and weed eaters out there hitting spaces the goats won't go or can't go. And then we'll let the goats in where the mowers and the weed eaters can't go. Goats are super efficient land clearers. 150 goats can clear 1 acre of land in approximately 24 hours. And to see them do the work at the rate in which they do it is astonishing. You start something and turn around the next day and it's already completely different. There have been areas I've set the goats up in that I couldn't walk through. There's dense walls of briars and kudzu. You couldn't see the ground, you didn't know what you were walking on. And you put the goats out in it and next thing you know, there's the land again. And people also enjoy the green side of it. It is a natural, organic, homeopathic way of clearing land that doesn't involve big machinery or lots of chemicals getting into the water. And people are really looking at seeing, these things matter, to the environment. I worked for years in construction and landscaping and other various, industrial settings. And to see what it takes to have machinery clear things away, it's not pretty when it's finished. It's muddy, it's torn up, it's destroyed. And with the goats, when they're done, it's still natural. It's still a good, peaceful setting. There's still trees, there's still birds, there's still insects. It's not just, devastation. How are we doing, huh?
Yeah, she needs some.
Yep. She's doing okay. Huh? You like the scratches?
Georgetta.
We maintain a health log, both digital and paper versions of their health log. I can track what each goat was given, how much medicine they were given, what dates they were given it on, when they have kids, how many kids they had, what genders their children were, constantly attempting to just maintain, quality health care of the goats. They're my employees, they're the whole reason I'm even in business. So without them, I have nothing.
Here, we don't want one accidentally falling in the water.
Good job. My kids, Madeline and Matthew, get out here and help me whenever they're with me, either on the weekends or during the weeks in the summer. They love the animals. They love helping get the animals taken care of, and they've learned a lot over the years. They know a lot of things that I didn't know about goats when I was their age.
You want me to go chase them out?
I'll do it.
I will come out.
They've got a really strong work ethic, and they enjoy every minute of it. Many days we get done working there, and it's been 8 hours outside in the heat. And they're like, we had so much fun. And I'm like, well, that's good, because we're doing it again tomorrow.